Okay, here I am at Club Fugazi. It's Christmas Eve, and we're going to go through a preset for sound, and that just entails basically powering up, of course, and then we battery up the microphones and test them, and then we go backstage, place the microphones, check the band pit, and then set up the console for the show. So let's get started. Right now it's cold and dark, and we'll come back when it's light and warm. Okay, behind me here is the part of the system that doesn't get much attention or love, but of course is essential. This is the amp room, where the drive into the system is, and we power the speakers and process the signal as it comes up from the console. Okay, now that we're powered up upstairs, we're powering up the sound booth, our computer, and then we will re-battery the 10 wireless microphones that we use for the show. Since I was in last, I left the batteries in from Sunday, and I need to re-battery. It takes 20 batteries to power the 10 microphones. So we'll get started on that.
Check, test, 1, 2.
Okay, our microphones are ready, so I'm going to take them backstage and place them, and I'll meet you in the band pit. The backstage crew moving a hat backstage in preparation for the show, as I'm heading back to the pit and placing the microphone. Okay, I don't know if you can see my face, but welcome to the dark pit, and we're going to get started checking things here. Initially, I check the synth, turn it on, and make sure the initial keyboard split with bass in the left hand and horns in the right hand is happening. Check the drum mics, primarily the hi-hat mic null point, or the back of the microphone, since its directional mic is pointed to the snare and up toward the hi-hat to help isolate it from the snare drum sound. It's pretty unsophisticated mic drum miking that we do here, but we do what we can. It's a long story. I'll tell you the story sometime. Anyway, let's get started with this. Okay, I'm pretty much done in the pit. Now I'll take a walk on the stage, check the stage mics, the wired microphones across the stage, make sure that they're set properly and there's nothing funny looking sound-wise. And we'll go back to the booth and set up the console. Okay, I'm back at the booth, and I'm going to set up the console. What that entails is setting up some EQs for certain inputs and outputs, making sure every performer for this particular performance is set up with their proper equalization and dynamics. So the way it works is the main 10 performers have their own input with their proper settings. When there's an understudy, I load in their EQ and dynamics, load it into the proper channel, and then with the help of QLab, which I'll show you in a second on the Macintosh, it will call up the proper performer settings for the microphone that they're using, loaded into our custom A1 layer on the console. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's get started with that, and I'll take some pictures along the way, maybe explain some things, or not. This might be totally boring, but I'm fascinated by this shit. Okay, today, Chauvet is in for Renee, so what we want to do is select Renee's channel. There's Renee's channel. We go to the EQ setting, and hit the library, and we scroll to find Chauvet. Chauvet is up here. When we load Chauvet's EQ, we go to the dynamic screen and we find Chauvet. And we load in Chauvet's library setting for her EQ. And that looks actually like the wrong EQ. Lav EQ. We want the handheld EQ. Thanks for catching me on that. Chauvet handheld. Load that in. That looks much more like a handheld dynamic stirrup. And so that's how the process basically works. I do that for every understudy performer. Stage manager.
So,
He keeps the thing together, right, John?
what?
Okay, that's our stage manager. Okay, then finally we set up the premium rack, which is putting some dynamic EQ on various sections of the house, the main cluster, the stereo cluster, and the main center cluster, as well as the back here and the rear balcony. I'm sorry, the rear cabaret and the engineer box also get some dynamic EQ, as you can see this curve here. And we also will set up our Portico 5045 for solos. I engaged this for a couple of solos in the show that kind of really make the vocals sound smooth and nice. And once all that is set up, we're pretty much ready to go. Okay, here's our custom A1 layer. We're set up to start the show. And every one of these, handheld orange, red, white, green, and yellow, are set with the proper performers to start the show. We have the Girl E6 set up, the opening with proper EQ and dynamics, as well as Snow White. The band's pretty much ready to go. I have a few more minor settings to do on that. And so there you go, we're almost done.
Yeah, he's gonna be actually.
Okay, that's it. We're preset. We're hot, ready to go. Rock and roll. Gonna go backstage and hang out until showtime. Thanks for watching.